Great. Welcome to Digital Asset News. Take the top stories in crypto and break them down to bite-sized pieces. Today, just as the thumbnail suggests, a lot of people got hacked as far as the YouTube videos go. So we're going to take a look at which ones are being hacked and what I assume is going to be a rolling hack as far as a scam that comes about and what it all means. So we'll take a look at those things that are going on. Also, we'll take a look at a little story about how the White House is going to get into crypto. They're going to be releasing a report pretty quickly, and it's all about triage and actually just keeping itself competitive as far as America. And lastly, we'll talk about what I think is a pretty good video as far as Bitcoin ABCs and what's going on with the market, which we have to take a look at right now. So before we get started, make sure that audio and video is good. Already done test, but just to make sure. And just so you know, I did this video I put this together pretty quickly because of what's going on, because this is an odd day to see this many YouTubers get hacked in one fell swoop. It's like it was like a coordinated event. So let's just quickly review what's going on into the market. And it's another day in the market. Things are going down, and things are going down because people are afraid, and they're afraid of everything that's going on with the Fed, and the Fed's going to come out and the sky's going to fall, and they're going to, raise rates, which they probably will. And will they keep raising rates? Well, we did a video yesterday and talked about that, and they probably will. But the question is, will they sustain those rates and keep coming out and pushing out 3, 4, 5, 6 rate hikes? I don't see how they could potentially even do that without crashing the entire economy. So we'll see how they do it, but I don't see it happening. I think it'll be what they call a soft landing. So, but if we take a look at the markets, everything's down. Bitcoin's down 7%. In 7 days, 22%. Ethereum is down 34%, $2,200. Wow, that hurts. Cardano down 30% in 7 days, 27%. Everything is down across the board. Man, 41% for Polkadot. And of course, on top of that, we're going to see what happens today as the markets open up. It's 9 a.m. here in Puerto Rico, which is Atlantic Standard Time. Eastern Time is 8, so the market's only going to open up for another hour or two. So, and then of course, everything across the U.S. is down. Asian markets may be playing around, but this is what we have right now. So this is what we left off with. S&P and the NASDAQ is down, but this is the story today. And I wanted to put this out as fast as possible, so I'll make it pretty quick. This is what happened when I woke up today, just perusing through my feeds about the different videos that are popping up, because I subscribe to all these guys. And the first one I saw was Coin Bureau, but this was one of the ones, Real Vision. And there was this video that came out, and it's weird. It starts off with like warning. It's like a minute long video. There's this beep in the background, and it says warning. This is a sale going on, and it says One World Crypto. And I blocked out most of the contract address because this is a scam. I don't want anybody to copy it down for some goofy reason, like, oh, wow, it's only 0.001. This is a scam, and these are just scammy things that people do. So what's weird to me is that Real Vision was hacked. Also, there's another one, Coin Bureau, which friends of the show, almost 2 million subscribers, they were hacked. This came out. And then also Morning Invest. And I've also heard stories of like Crypto Banter got hacked, and Nicholas Martin from DataDash got hacked, but that's what we have right now. But when I went to the channels, these are my screenshots that I took. It was coordinated, because you can see right here, this was in the morning 8:17 a.m. This was 8:21. This was 8:27. So within 10-minute time frame, you had all these different really crypto YouTubers all got hacked at the same time. They logged in, they uploaded this video. Thankfully, they didn't delete all the other videos, and that's how they got. So now, if you take a look at like Coin Bureau, that video is gone, which is great. They were on top of it quickly. Morning Invest, they still have it right there for some reason. I'm sure it'll go away when they realize it, when they wake up. And then Real Vision, they took it down as well. So that is what's happening. And what I think is going to happen moving forward is that you're going to see more of this same video is going to come out, because it seemed like it was staggered. And it started off with, like I said, like like Morning Invest or Coin Bureau, and then it kind of just worked its way. And it was just like every couple minutes, another one get hacked, which was amazing to me. So I think today, as time goes on, you're going to see this same video, and it's going to look, something goofy like this, some one world crypto, which again is a scam. 100% is a scam. It's a scam. It's a scam. So just make sure that you're aware of that. Now, for me and you, we're probably like, well, of course, Rob, that's an obvious scam. But remember, we're not like everybody else. And there may be somebody who is new to this and be like, oh, this, trust me, I get emails all the time. And people are like, oh, this looks like Morning Invest is talking about this great, this great crypto, or Real Vision is talking about this great crypto, and there's a sale and they want me to know about it. Trust me, the scammers don't get rich off 99%. They get rich off the 1% who don't know what the heck is going on. So that's why we talk about this. So that's what's going on in that part. And then also, this was the most interesting thing to me. This is the guy in the team over there. And like I said, like within minutes, they're like, so let me blow this up so you can see what I see. They said, so our YouTube channel was hacked. We have absolutely no idea what happened. All accounts are secured with strong passwords and Google security keys. I'm guessing he's talking about the two-factor authentication. And YouTube creators is a serious problem with other creators are also experienced. Please fix. So I have the same thing. We have passwords. We've just recently changed our passwords. Maybe that's why we didn't get hacked. I don't know. But also we have two-factor authentication, 2FA, which if you don't know, it's a Google 2FA, which will download a code every so many seconds. And that's what you need to actually get into the actual account. So we have that, and it looks like Guy and the team also had that. I'll verify that later. But they also got hacked. So the question is, that's supposed to be unhackable, and it looks like it was hacked. So there's two things. Well, there's actually three. Maybe it wasn't turned on. That's one part, right? The next part could be, well, if it was hacked, then how secure is 2FA? How secure is anything? And then the third thing is, was this some kind of inside type of thing? I'm not here to make any accusations. I'm just asking the questions because it doesn't make sense to me whatsoever. So that will be interesting to see what happens, but that is what we have. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. I'll take your questions in a bit. But let's move on to our next piece, which is the White House and crypto. This was a quick snippet information that I found out over at Blockworks. If you don't follow them on Twitter, they're great. Follow those guys. So Blockworks came out with this article, which they picked up from Bloomberg. And what it talks about is this, which I'm cautiously optimistic this is good. So White House is set to put itself at the center of U.S. crypto policy. Biden administration preparing to release an initial government-wide strategy for digital assets as soon as next month, and task federal agencies, that's plural, with assessing the risks and opportunities. Senior administration officials have held multiple meetings on the plan, which is being drafted as an executive order. And to finish up, the directive would require other agencies, plural, to weigh in, carving out rules for everyone, from the State Department to the Commerce Department, everybody in between. Those tasks were meant to ensure the U.S. remains competitive. I'm going to read this one more time. Those tasks will be meant to ensure that the U.S. remains competitive as the world increasingly adopts digital assets. So here's the thing. We know what's happening. We know what's going on. U.S. wants to be competitive. There's a big reason why a lot of those Chinese Bitcoin miners came all the way over to Texas. I believe America wants to be a part of this. I believe that they want to be in front of it, just like they were with the internet when they created Law 230 in 1996, when they allowed for a little bit of wiggle room and allowed the internet to flourish. So this has to be done to keep us competitive with the rest of the world, because if not, we're in a global economy, they can go someplace else. And then when I talk about agencies, plural, this is how I've always seen it. If you know my history, I was in the Army, I was a medic, and we did a lot of things called triage. And triage, people would come in, you'd see just how bad they were, how good they were, and if they could be saved. And to me, I think it's the same thing here in business. We take a look at, we triage, right? So you give different responsibilities to different agencies. So with the CFTC, let them deal with commodities, and we can decide what it is. With the securities, the SEC does that. Then with the OCC, the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, they deal with currencies. Just create another agency that oversees all things crypto and digital assets, and you can triage everything out the right way, and they can work within those groups. But I think you have to create another one. Hopefully that's what happens. But again, I think this is positive, and I know people don't like regulation. I get it. But for people to come in, people that have been playing in another sandbox, we need a little regulation to go far. If it wasn't for a little regulation, like I say, Law 230, when it came about as far as not allowing these internet service providers to be sued for things that were said or posted on their websites, we wouldn't have the internet today. So a little bit of regulation goes a long way. The problem is when you get too much regulation, like Gensler, I know he watches this show, Gary, don't be so heavy-handed. Allow things to flourish. So that's what's going on in that part. And then to finish up, here's a great video to get everybody back into a little bit of a better mood. I know right now it sucks because of what's going on in the market itself. But there was this great video. This is from Simon Dixon, and he's co-founder of Bank of the Future. Big into Bitcoin. It is what it is. But watch this video. I linked it at the very bottom. And he talks about the ABCs. He talks about accumulation being the first part, and then the B and the C, which is get down to business, and then actually just talk about all the different problems that you had along the way, and to cleanse all the different junk that you've bought along. Look, you and I have done the same thing. So I thought it was a pretty great video that he put out, and he does make a really good point, which is there should be two different piles that you have. And this is what I've been doing for a long time. I don't talk about it enough. There's your spending pile, the things you actually have to afford, like your mortgage and your car and things like that. I think we all should know that. And there's an investment pile, which you should actually just put into and do what's called DCA. And he talks about DCA. I talk about DCA all the time. My videos and this gentleman's, it's all investment opinion, not investment advice, but it is pretty solid opinions about what to do. So watch that video. I think it'll give you a better perspective about what's going on. And that's what's happening. So as a real quick recap, you had a bunch of YouTubers getting hacked, which looks like it's down right now. Real Vision, Coin Bureau, Morning Invest. I hear Crypto Banter. Also heard about who else was it? Data Dash. But it looks like they're being cleansed up. But the funny thing is, though, is that just like Guy says here, they had passwords in 2FA, but they still got hacked. So the question is, how'd that happen? Inside job, and how safe is everything? So that's what we got. And then, of course, talked about Biden and everything else. So let me take your questions, and then we'll get out of here. I just want to be a quick update and not really drone on too much. Okay, so where are we? All right. Andy says 29 and 31K is a great buy. In all honesty, I mean, Simon, that's what he talks about on his channel. And yeah, it is interesting. And then Von Go says it's a planned attack. Yeah, because these YouTubers, like I said, like every couple of minutes, that video would come out. And it was the same video about some scam coin. So the question is, why didn't you get hacked? I don't know. Because maybe it's because we recently changed our password. I'm not for sure. Because there was a recommendation. We try to follow the recommendations and play by the rules. And we have two-factor authentication turned on. So I don't know. The real question is, why didn't everybody get hacked? That's the big thing. And if you did have the 2FA turned on, how did it get hacked? It's interesting. Was it inside? I don't know. Yeah. One world currency. And then Tass says, it's not about the Fed, it's about the situation in Ukraine versus Russia. I think Tass got a good point, but I think it's everything together, what's going on. I mean, you have tapering, you have the interest rates, you have the strife that's going on with Russia potentially invading into the Ukraine. You've also talked about variants and the different problems that are going on with supply chains. So if you look at the macro picture, there's a lot of things going on that can contribute. I don't think it's just one particular thing. Are we always up this early? Yes, I am up super early every day, around 5 o'clock every day. And then I take a dip in the pool. Do you like hex? I don't understand. I mean, I had Richard Hart on the show and he explained it to everybody. I just don't get it. I guess I'm not that smart. So that's probably what it is. Can it go back to 3K as it was in 2019? Anything's possible. I'm not going to say it isn't, but who knows? Thanks, Nuno. Appreciate it. Inside YouTube job. That would be a very big stretch for that to happen, you know? Yeah, let's see. What? I doubt that. Heat Pete said the passwords were revealed as Bitcoin 1234556. I doubt it. Any thoughts or idea where this came from, the hack? I don't know, but it was pretty well organized, because if you're able to hack multiple accounts, these accounts weren't hacked today. They were hacked way before, I think. And they had access, and because you have to coordinate. It was just one person or a group of individuals that had the same video on all these different channels. And you're going to see this video on different channels. And we already changed our password again, just to be sure. So if we get hacked, and I'm telling you right now, we have 2FA, we've changed our password, done everything we can. If we get hacked, there is a big problem. Black Swan is here. Well, maybe. BitBoy got hacked. I don't know. When do you go to bed? About 9 or 10. What else we got? Tomorrow, Mark recovering and dip again. Hopefully. I'll see what happens. Question, are you buying? No, I'm not buying right now, because I do believe we're going to go lower. And I said this on Saturday, and I said this on Sunday, and I'm saying this again today. I think the max pain isn't here because so many people are freaked out about the Fed. But you have to understand, I listened to this, there's a podcast, Lewis House, and they were talking about fear and how the mind is conditioned. And if you don't believe it, there's been plenty of studies that talk about it. And because we've been living in fear for so long, name your position. But there's a reason why we've stuck in the house. Commerce is down, different problems that are going on throughout the globe. And, the virus really didn't help that situation whatsoever. It exacerbated everything. So I think we've been living in so much fear. And when another fearful thing comes up, it's like we pump the brakes and get so scared these days